Hello everyone. In the last video, we learned about CloudWatch. Then what is CloudWatch? CloudWatch is used to monitor all AWS resources. Resources like S3, RDS, EC2. What are the resources we can monitor in CloudWatch? In CloudWatch, we create alarms to monitor AWS resources. We can create alarms to monitor those AWS resources. Now there are two types of monitoring in CloudWatch: basic monitoring and detailed monitoring. What is basic monitoring? You will get data points every 5 minutes, which is free. Data points means it is one type of graph only. So you will get data points for every 5 minutes and it is free. In detailed monitoring, you will get data points every 1 minute, but it is billable. Then what is CloudTrail? CloudTrail is used to monitor entire AWS account. CloudTrail is like it is used to use for investigation purpose. Then what is config? Config is used to monitor changes in AWS resources. Whatever changes we do in AWS resources, like whatever changes we do in S3 or whatever changes we do in RDS, that changes will be monitored by config. Now, in today's topic, we will learn about encryption. In today's topic, we will learn about encryption. Whenever we talk about security, the first thing in our mind should get that is encryption. Whenever we talk about security, the first thing we should get about is encryption. Whenever we talk about security, the first thing in our mind should come that is encryption. Encryption is very important as a security point of view. Now, encryption can be done in two ways. What are those two ways? Encryption in transit and encryption at rest. Encryption can be done in two ways. First is encryption in transit and second is encryption at rest. Encryption can be done in two ways: encryption in transit and encryption at rest. What is mean by in transit? In transit means in progress or it is traveling. In transit means it is in progress or it is traveling. Okay. And encryption means data. Whatever the data is present, that data means encryption. Like what data we have, that data is known as encryption only. It means data is either traveling or data is either resting. Okay. In transit means in progress. In transit means in progress. Now, what is encryption means? What is encryption means? Whatever data we have, whatever data we have. Now, data can either be traveling or data can either be resting. If it is traveling, it means encryption in transit. If data is resting, it means encryption at rest. Now, when we type http://google.com, this website, okay, this website will travel, right? Whenever we type http://google.com, this website will be moving, so it will respond. That data will respond to us, so it will be traveling. And when we use HTTPS instead of HTTP, when we use HTTPS, our data will encrypt. Okay, it means for security purpose. As we know, HTTPS is for security purpose. Instead of typing HTTP, when we type HTTPS, it means our data is encrypted. Okay, and to encrypt our data, we will use certificates. To encrypt this data, we will use certificates. Okay, whenever we type HTTPS, our data will encrypt, right? Whenever we type HTTPS, our data will encrypt. Now, to encrypt our data, we will use certificates, right? To encrypt our data, we will use certificates. This certificate will purchase from GoDaddy. Like, if you want to purchase HTTPS for encryption purpose, right? So, if you want to make this data for encryption purpose, we need to purchase certificates. Now, these certificates can be purchased from GoDaddy, which is external website, right? We can purchase these certificates from GoDaddy, but AWS is providing its own service to purchase those certificates. That service name is known as Amazon Certificate Manager. Amazon Certificate Manager. Okay. In encryption in transit, our data will be traveling or our data will be in progress, right? So we will use HTTPS to encrypt our data, right? So to encrypt this data, we will use certificates. So external website is there GoDaddy from which we can purchase these certificates. But AWS is providing its own service to purchase those certificates, that is Amazon Certificate Manager. So using Amazon Certificate Manager, we will purchase our certificates and we can encrypt our data. To encrypt our data, we will use HTTPS website, right? So what is encryption in transit? While data is traveling, we will use certificates. While data is traveling, we will use certificates using Amazon Certificate Manager ACM. While data is traveling, we will use certificates using Amazon Certificate Manager. It's so simple. Security means encryption. The first thing we should know about security means encryption. We will encrypt our data to secure using HTTPS. We will encrypt those data using certificates and we can purchase those certificates from service, that is Amazon Certificate Manager. Now, second is encryption at rest. In AWS, where data is sitting. So in AWS services where our data can be rest, our data can be rest in S3, our data can be rest in RDS, our data can be rest in Glacier. We will learn about Glacier in coming videos. Okay, so encryption at rest means our data is sitting at one place. Where our data will sit in AWS services, it can be sit in S3, it can be sit in RDS, it can be sit in Glacier. Okay, now this data will encrypt using encryption keys. In encryption at rest, the data will encrypt using encryption keys. Data will be encrypted using encryption keys, and there is a service known as key management service to encrypt these keys. Okay, there is a service key management service to encrypt those keys. Okay, in encryption at rest, our data is sitting. It can be sit in S3, RDS, Glacier. Okay, so data will encrypt using encryption keys, and these encryption keys will be taken from key management service. Okay, so this is all about encryption in transit and encryption at rest. So as a security point of view, you should know encryption in transit and encryption at rest. Okay, now if interviewer asks you how you can secure your data, so you can tell about encryption in transit and encryption at rest. This is very important question as an interview point of view. How do you secure your data? So you can tell about encryption in transit and encryption at rest. Okay.